Action.
Swift internet connection, no electrical faulties. And if you are an individual aspiring to level up your technological skills or otherwise looking for a space where to study or carry out a project smoothly with fast internet connection, 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄 is your stop point. Ladies and gentlemen, another edition of Startup Star brought to you by GNVox Media. Remember, our aim is to promote local emerging businesses. We are presently at the office space of the digital agency 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄. With me presently is the CEO of 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So how are we today?
I am fine, and you?
Wow. Happy first of all for accepting to receive the Team GNVox Media at your office space.
Thank you.
Well, I have started with a very, very interesting hook, telling our audience that if they come here, they will have swift internet connection. But before we dive into knowing everything about 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄, we want to know, what is 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄 and who is 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄?
Okay. 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄 is just an idea from my university period.
Okay.
So I think when I was in my 10th year university, I was thinking of business already.
Wow.
So I have a YouTube channel I usually follow online. That was 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄 Academy.
Okay.
So they talk about robotics, engineering, and programming. You understand? So most of the time I was on the channel, and the name actually inspired me. That was the 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄 Academy name.
Okay.
So if you go on YouTube, you type 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄 Academy, you will see what they're actually doing there.
Okay.
So my next one was actually to differentiate what they are doing, what I'm going to do, and add in something.
Okay.
You understand? So I actually say the tech. If I add tech to the 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄, it's going to take something different. You understand?
Yes.
So I just captured the name and said, let me go online and check if somebody is using 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄. But then nobody is actually using 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄. That was already exactly. So from there, I started branding 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have an idea of how he came about with this vision. But now we want to know the kind of services that one will benefit from if it comes to your company.
Okay, let's start with our office spaces.
Okay.
We have office spaces for individuals that want a fast internet, private space, or a shared space, and a standby electricity.
An internet connection.
Internet connection, you understand? So people come in most of the time, come and work, they come and teach, they come and do research. So if you're looking for a space where you want a calm environment with fast internet and good space without any noise, you can come to 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄.
Okay.
We have trainings. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄 training so covers digital marketing, web development, app development, data analytics, and many more. So
in UB, for instance, we have faculties, or let's say there are departments which specializes in some of these trainings, as you said, digital marketing. Oh, so what would be the difference between the training that UB offers and the one that the student will come and get from you?
Okay, let me take an example. Okay. A case I had here, that was last year. Okay. I had students from 𝐃𝐢𝐈 that came here for a training for digital marketing. There were 4 of them. So actually, they told me that they want the deep part of digital marketing.
Actually, because in school they teach theory.
Exactly.
Not the practical.
So actually, what we do here is mostly practical.
Okay.
We teach you what you need in the field, not actually the theory. Yeah. So we take you from beginner to expert in whatsoever you want to learn.
Okay. Cameroonians at times are very worried about prices. Would you tell them the prices now on set, or you prefer to make them come here and then promise some kind of reduction to those who come after watching the program? Okay.
What we're going to do is any person coming from this program today with this video at 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄, we're giving the person 10% reduction on all our trainings.
Dear viewers, have you listened to that? Have you heard that clearly? Please don't miss this opportunity. So we have talked about the workspace, we have talked about the training, but I know there are many other services you offer here.
Exactly. We also have internship for students in the engineering field. We have internship for software engineering students. We have for networking. We have for digital marketing and graphic design students.
Wow. Yeah. And now we want to talk about something very, very important for any Cameroonian watching us right now. Most of the internet connections that we have, that we use in our different homes, fails us a lot. But you are telling us that at 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄 there is something special that you offer that is going to stop us from having that difficulties.
So at 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄, all our internet routers are connected to our power stations. So we have power stations here that are actually serving us to back up our internet equipment. So if there is no light, we continue browsing without any interruption. Yes.
So we have a power station.
We have a power station and a generator too.
Okay.
So in case there is no light, you can power on the generator, but without internet interruptions.
Okay. Yeah. That is a clear explanation of how you use a power station here. But I feel like our audience will want to know, if I don't want to come at 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄 and use a power station, how do I benefit from it if I just want to use it in my house? Okay,
so we offer products and services too.
Okay.
So the power station is the product that will actually sell at 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄. So you can get a power station here at 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄 at a very, very low cost.
Okay. Yeah. Now, let's go into browsing. Ladies and gentlemen, I know most of us, we love go scrolling through Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and all the rest. In fact, as you are watching us now, we need data. But now, we often have that difficulty of having smooth connection in our homes. Just tell us, in fact, you understand what it means.
So, 𝐳𝒏𝒄𝒄 is having a project today of installing Wi-Fi zones in some areas of where. Okay. So, very soon, we'll be installing Wi-Fi zones in 𝐷𝒐𝐠 South for people around 𝐷𝒐𝐠 South. That means anywhere you are, anywhere you see our Wi-Fi, we can connect on it, buy a data bundle at a very cheap rate and browse.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have heard him well. He said at a very, very cheap rate. So I don't know, maybe there is a special message or a special advice you have for youth out there. You can see you're very young. You developed that idea when you were still a student. You succeeded to put it in place and you are evolving with it. What particular message can you have for that? Can you give to that young Cameroonian who is watching you right now and who will want to thrive like you in his field of work?
Okay, the key is mindset and consistency.
Mindset and consistency.
So you start by an idea.
Okay.
You develop the idea.
Okay.
And you keep it going.
You start by an idea, you develop the idea, and you keep going. As Albert Einstein once said, life is as a moving bicycle. You shouldn't stop. Keep moving. Your mindset and how consistent you are will determine your success. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be setting the curtains for today's edition of Startup Star. But before that, let's have this short break.
They shall bring a dancing.
No, they shall bring on a dancing. They shall bring an advice. Nah. They shall bring a voice over what?
Where did they put us here?
And now, when we come back now, ladies and gentlemen,